Hi, I'm Dave Epstein. Welcome to this edition of Growing Wisdom, and today we're talking about edging the garden. All right, so this isn't the sexiest video I've ever done. We're talking about, putting an edge on your garden between a lawn and the beds. And, you can do it with the traditional edger and get that nice edge where you take the grass, you slice it down, create a nice drop edge, and then there's your bed, and that helps keep the weeds out. Here's my more traditional edge. It's called the drop edge. If the grass comes in, you can just use an edger. So a more traditional edge works in a lot of the garden. But one of the things I've been doing around the backyard to kind of complement my water feature is put in this little river stone edge, and you can see here the way that it looks. And what we've done is we've dug out about a 6-inch wide area, and we've gone down about 4 inches, and then from that we've lined it with landscape fabric, and we've used these wonderful little river stones. Now you could use any stone you want here. River stones are a little more expensive, but you could use crushed stone. I just like the way it looks. You could use pea stone, a little smaller, maybe a little more difficult to work with, a little easier to kind of disappear over time, but it really does give the garden a nice sharp edge to it by doing this. It also helps keep the weeds out. So one of the problems I ran into while doing this is that the bamboo had gotten so big over the past 15 years that I couldn't really dig down, and I didn't want to extend the border too far away. So I put in these other stones on top, and they're going to meet with the river stone, and this will kind of give it that feeling that the stone continues without having to use the same river stone that I did. And I think it's a nice little feature. One of the things that can happen over time, so this little area that you see, I've just redone. So what does that mean? Well, I actually dug up all the stones, put them in a bucket, relaid the landscape fabric, and then put the stones back so it has that nice crisp edge to it. If you're going to use landscape fabric, be sure to use a very heavy-duty one so that when it's under these heavy stones, it really lasts a long time. This has been here for nearly 15 years, and it still is good. You can see what we're doing. We're slowly creating the edge again, and then we'll relay the stones on top of this, and you can see the area we've already done. I'll show you right here this other area where we haven't done that yet, and you can see how the lawn's kind of grown over it a little bit and the stones have sunk a little bit, so I'll have to work on that area to get it to look like the one behind me. So you can see here this area needs to be fixed. We've got some grass coming up, we've got some ajuga coming up, we've got these little maple leaves coming up, so all this will have to be taken out and we'll redo it, and it will look nice and sharp like what we just showed you. Over time it does happen, right? The lawn's going to creep towards the stone, the bed's going to creep over the stone, you're going to have mulch, plants grow, all of that. So it is not quite a permanent thing, but this has been there 15 years, and I've probably done it like two times. I've had to kind of redo the bed, and that certainly, while it's labor intensive when I'm redoing it, it does last for quite a long time. It also looks really nice in the winter as well, especially before the snow comes and your plants are gone and you have that nice crisp edge to it. Choose whatever color stone you want. This is more of a brown hue. You could use a gray hue, a blue hue. You could use mixed stones. But again, I think it does give it a nice complement to our water feature here in the garden. For Growing Wisdom, I'm Dave Epstein.